Hi, my name is Ashley Peterson. I'm the founder of Free Spirited Faith. I'm an author, speaker, coach, and mentor, and I wrote this book, 7 Spiritual Keys to Healing from Heartbreak, to help individuals who are dealing with heartbreak in their lives to move through that and to move forward to have an amazing future and create their dreams. So this is something that I'm passionate about. I love helping people do this. I love to teach them the keys that they can have, that they can use to have an amazing life. And I know if you're tuning in, you're probably somebody who's dealing with heartbreak right now, and you might not be feeling like life is so amazing at this moment. And I just want to say that I understand what that feels like. I've been there before. Currently, I love my life. Things are going great. I'm manifesting my dreams every day. I have been able to overcome my personal heartbreak and move forward to create what I want to have in my life and my relationships. However, that hasn't always been the case. About 4 or 5 years ago, I had my own devastating heartbreak. And during that heartbreaking experience, I felt like there was no point in getting up every day. I wanted to just lay in bed. I didn't see the point in moving forward. I wasn't passionate about living. I was depressed, I was lonely, and I felt like there was no point. And so I can relate if you're someone who's feeling that way, which I think most people feel somewhat of that, maybe not to that extent, or maybe more than the extent I was at. I think that we all can relate to feeling devastated and lost when we've lost somebody that means a lot to us. We've had some kind of heartbreak. And that heartbreak might be from a divorce. It might be from the end of a failed relationship. It might be because we simply don't have what we wanted in life right now. Maybe we're heartbroken because we haven't been able to create the relationship we wanted. Maybe we're not divorced, but maybe we just never had it. I have people that attend my events that are in that boat. They're not divorced, they just are single and they don't want to be. Or they're heartbroken because somebody that they loved passed away, or they lost somebody that was important to them. So heartbreak comes in many different forms, yet I think it's something that we can all relate to and have all experienced at some point. And that's what this course is about. It's about helping you to move through whatever heartbreak it is you have, so that you can have a happy, passionate, enjoyable life, and that you don't have to dwell in that low energy, that depression, that anxiety, that negativity, that lack of desire to get up each day. You don't have to dwell on that. You can learn from the experience that you had, choose to take those lessons and apply them into your life to make you a better person, a stronger person, and then be able to move forward to create an amazing life that you love. So that's what I'm here to do, is to share my message with you on how you can do that in your life. How you move forward to creating an amazing life and an amazing future for yourself and the love of your life. So whether you currently have that person in your life or you want to attract that person, awesome. I'm going to help you get there. I've been there. I've been in this boat of the depressing, sad, lonely boat, and now I'm over here, and I want to reach down and help you be able to step through your heartbreak, and so you can move forward and live an amazing life. So thank you so much for tuning into this webinar, and I am going to go ahead and share these keys that are taught in that book, those 7 keys. I'm going to start out with key number 1. And like I said, this is just a little introduction, so it's just going to be a very quick video, 30 minutes, where we're going to go through these keys very briefly to learn more in-depth, detailed information about those things. That's what my online course and my live events are about. That's where I'll be really delving into each of these topics and teaching you more in-depth tools and helping you move through those things and moving through the exercises and really moving through that healing process. Okay, so the first key Sorry, my board is a little crooked. Try to straighten it out here. Okay, so the first key is to remember your divine nature. So what I mean by this is that you are the creator of your life. And if you want to create something different than what you currently have, you're the one in control of that. So this is a hard lesson that I learned in my heartbreak. I learned that I wasn't the victim of the choices my ex made. His infidelity was not a choice that I could control, Yet I could control my response to that. And I could control whether I allowed him to be in my space and in my life when he was behaving in a manner that wasn't kind or respectful to me. So although I did not create his behavior that I didn't appreciate, I allowed that into my life, and that's what I mean by you're the creator. You're the creator of being in charge of the experiences you draw into your life, and you're also a creator by allowing experiences or people into your life that are creating negative experiences. So remembering your divine nature is all about understanding that we are all creators. Every single one of us is a creator in training or a master creator in training. We are learning how to use these tools that we have, our tool of our mind and our emotions, to create the world that we want, to create our dreams, to create the relationships we want, to create the experiences that we want to be having. So if we're dealing with heartbreak, I assume that we don't want to be dealing with that anymore. If you're in that boat, you probably want to move forward and get over that because it's not a fun place to be. And I understand that. You probably want to get on with your life and have great things come into it, have great relationships, and accomplish your goals and dreams and check things off your bucket list. So remembering that remembering your divine nature, remembering that you are a creator is a critical component of that. So I know in my own life where I ended up in that devastating position, it was after my ex's affair and my reaction to that and the consequences of my reactions. And when I was sitting there thinking about how horrible this was, I mean, the short version is I went to jail for slapping him. And that was devastating. It was obviously not something I planned to have in my life or intentionally created in my life, yet I am responsible for that experience. And when I was sitting there on the floor of the jail just sobbing hysterically, just wondering what happened to my life, I realized that I had forgotten my divine nature. I'd forgotten who I was. First of all, as a creator, and secondly, I believe in God, and so I'd forgotten that I was a daughter of God. And that as a daughter of God, I could create whatever I wanted, and I deserve to have something better. So that's what I want each of you to remember about your ability to create. So just in case you're watching this and you're not someone of a religious or spiritual belief system, I'm going to give you the scientific evidence behind this. Okay. So I forgot the number 1 on that diagram. I just wrote the pound sign, but that was key number 1. And what I want you to realize is that your body is made out of atoms. So your physical being is made out of atoms. And those atoms are 99.99%. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. This is a very important information that will change your life. Those are 99.99% energy. So this is what I mean by you're the creator. You are an energetic being or a spiritual being having a physical experience, because only that 0.0001% of your being is actually matter. That's the physical part of it. Just this little teeny microscopic 0.0001%. All the rest of an atom is energy. It's protons, neutrons, and electrons. And so you are an energetic spiritual being, and it is your responsibility to manage that energy so that you can manage what you're creating, so that you can draw in all the stuff you want and say no thank you to the things that you don't want. And you can repel that from you with your energy. What's happening in a lot of people's lives right now, though, is we're not understanding the power of our thoughts and our emotions. So we're actually attracting the things we don't want and oftentimes repelling the things we do want. That is a problem. That's not what you want to be doing in your life. So I'm here to teach you a little bit about your brain and your emotions so that you can start healing from your heartbreak and creating your dreams. Okay, so I'm very excited about this. Even though we're talking about a sad topic, heartbreak is difficult and it is tough. And I understand that for many people, that's a devastating experience. For me, it was. Yet, this is what brings hope and joy, is to know that we are the energetic creators in our life, and we can attract and manifest and create whatever it is we want in our life by managing our energy. Okay, so on that note, of course, I talk a lot more about that in the course, but for now, we're going to move on to key number 2. What does that word say? Everything. So everything this key number 2, everything happens for a reason, goes in conjunction with key number 1. So as I said, we are energetic beings and we are creating and attracting experiences or repelling experiences from our life based on our energy, whatever vibration we're having. So if that's foreign language to you, awesome, I'm glad you're here and you can learn about this. And if you're confused about it, go ahead and send me a message. I'd love to answer any questions you have. Yet what I'm trying to say is because your atoms are made out of energy and you're an energetic being, the things that happen in your life are because you're vibrating at those levels that pull those experiences in. Now, sometimes the things that we experience in our lives, such as devastation and heartbreak, also happens for another reason. It happens to help us learn lessons and to teach us things that we need to know to progress and to grow into more elevated spiritual beings. So, for example, in my experience, I had that devastation and that loss, and what I learned from that was what my purpose was here on this planet. Because I wouldn't be here sharing this message. I never would have wrote this book if I hadn't experienced this. How could I possibly help other divorced people or other people that are dealing with heartbreak? How could I teach them about it? You know, I came from my little world before where I was passionately living my dreams, loving life, it was all great. My life wasn't perfect, but I was pretty happy and loving my life and having my dreams come true because I was making them come true. I was taking action, to going to this depression after this heartbreak and then coming back out of it. So if I hadn't had that drop, then I wouldn't know what it feels like to be in the shoes of someone who doesn't have passion for life. Because I would have just stayed up here in my happy little self, living my dreams. But because I took that dip and I know what it feels like, now I can reach down and pull my clients and my students back up when they have that dip. So that's what my experience taught me. That happened for a reason. It happened so that I could live my purpose of helping other people deal with heartbreak, helping them gain passion and excitement, enthusiasm in their lives, and helping them move forward on their goals and dreams. So that's why I had to experience that depression and that negative experience that really hurt. So whatever negative experiences you're experiencing that are really hurting you right now, whatever pain you have, most likely that pain is helping you be a better, stronger person and helping prepare you for your purpose as well. So obviously everyone's purpose isn't to go out and write a book about heartbreak and teach about it. It would get a little redundant. Yet somehow your heartbreak and the lessons that you're experiencing, I know they play into your life. Because our lives are perfectly orchestrated so that everything flows together for a reason, to help us, like I said, become better creators and more in control of what we're creating. So everything happens for a reason is key number 2. So key number 3 is to identify your patterns, and there's a second part to it. That's kind of ran out of room there. Take responsibility. I think I spelled that right. If not, sorry. Anyway, identify your patterns and take responsibility. So that's saying what I talked about. We are in control of our energy. We are the creator, not the victim. So we've got to look at the patterns we're creating. You know, for me, I was 26 years old and I'd had this relationship fail in a major dramatic way, ending up with me going to jail for slapping my ex. Not a pattern I wanted to keep going at, right? I hadn't ever had that experience before, but I had been divorced at 23. So I had divorced at 23, failed relationship at 26. I didn't want to go on and 3 years later find myself in another devastating heartbreak. So I had to take responsibility and say, okay, I'm really young. I've already done this twice. I had this major failed relationships. This one's way more dramatic than the first time. I don't want to know what next time would look like. So I need to take responsibility and say, I am the common denominator in both of those experiences. Why am I allowing those experiences into my life? Why am I attracting partners that aren't good for me? Why am I perpetuating these cycles. And I had to look at it and see that my parents had had the same cycle. My parents had been divorced and had dysfunction in their marriage. And before that, my grandparents had ended up divorced and had dysfunction in their marriage. So I came from generations of this cycle. So that's another topic that I teach more about too, is understanding your emotional DNA and the things that were passed down to you from your ancestors, not just your physical DNA, but your emotional DNA. And so I had been programmed with some very bad programs from what I had inherited from my emotional DNA, as well as the things I've observed my parents doing, the patterns that I learned from them and got into my subconscious as a child. And now that subconscious was creating those experiences in my home life. So that's what I mean by taking responsibility. I say, okay, here's my pattern. I see this happening over and over. I want to stop it. So I take responsibility for stopping it. I'm the chain breaker. I get to be the one that breaks that dysfunctional relationship cycle in my family. I get to break it in my own life. I get to have healthy, happy relationship in my life now, which is what I've created for myself now. So that's what I'm going for, to help other people to learn how to break those patterns. Okay. Sorry, I apologize. I lost my eraser, so we're using a makeshift eraser today. It's fine. So key number 4 is learn. Like I said, we're learning the lessons, grow, become a better person, progress on your spiritual journey. And very important, let go. Let go of the pain and the heartbreak. So what happens to a lot of us, and what I did when I had my divorce and my subsequent heartbreak, I spent some time after my divorce feeling like sorry for me that I was 23 and I got divorced, and it's the last thing I ever wanted, which is what I assume is what everybody thinks. You know, nobody gets married thinking they're going to get divorced or hoping that will happen. We all get married with these big dreams, and sometimes it doesn't work out that way. So what we have to do is let that go. Learn the lessons, grow as a person, let the past go. We can't keep replaying those experiences in our head or going, why me? Why did this happen? How could they? Which I spent about a year focusing on after my ex cheated on me. How could he do that to me? Why didn't he just tell me he wanted to be with someone else? That would have been easier. When I started suspecting it was happening, I confronted him about it. And instead of just letting me go, which is what I said, if you want to be with somebody else, I'll leave, he begged me to stay. So I'm sitting here trying to figure out, why didn't he just let me go? But that's causing me to keep reliving that experience over and over when I was doing that. So for a full year after the giant explosion and me going to jail, I'm replaying this experience almost daily, trying to figure out why it would happen. Instead, I needed to figure out why it happened, what were the lessons, not why would they do that, but why did that experience happen in my life? What are the lessons? How do I become better from it, and then let it go? So that's what this key means. It also means what I teach about in depth in other courses is your brain. You're going to learn new knowledge to lay down new neural networks in your brain. You're going to grow those new neural networks to create what you want in your life, and then you're going to let go of the past. Okay, so I'm just going to briefly talk about this cycle of creation. Okay, so the cycle of creation, this is what creates everything we're experiencing in our lives. Okay, this is a cycle of creation. So we have a thought that we think, wow, why did this happen? It causes us to have an emotion of feeling sad, hurt, betrayed. And as we have that emotion, we make choices. We have our ABCs, actions, behaviors, and choices. So if we're feeling like people are going to betray us, then we're going to make poor choices. We're going to push away good men, for example, is what I did, because I didn't want them to hurt me. So I felt betrayed, so I pushed away the good ones, which allowed the weasels to get in because they were very persistent. So that caused more bad experiences with men, and then I'm like, yeah, these men cannot be trusted. They hurt me every time. They cheat, they lie, all these things. So I create more experiences, and then I have more emotions about how horrible they are. So then I have more thoughts about men and how they can't be trusted. So what I do is create this whole cycle over and over, so I keep drawing in another man who's going to treat me like garbage and betray my trust. And I did this for a couple years before I realized what was happening. So I think all of us are in this boat in some area of our lives where we find ourselves repeating the same experience but in a different package. Same thing, but it looks a little different, but we're still having the same experience. And that's what it is that we need to focus on. Learning the lesson, growing the new neural network, breaking this cycle. Because every thought triggers an emotion in your body, and then you become addicted to those emotions. So again, something I talk about more in depth in the course, but we get emotional addictions because we're thinking the same thoughts, which are producing the same emotions over and over in our bodies. And then we become addicted to that emotion. So then our body is trying to maintain that homeostasis of whatever emotion we've caused it to be addicted to. So it goes ahead and creates more experiences that feed that emotion, like the example I gave. More bad experiences with men. Oh, we can just keep feeding the cycle, got the emotional addiction of betrayal, hurt, whatever. I didn't have that pattern until I had the bad experience with my ex. Then all of a sudden I had this pattern. So it was with the first ex. So after my divorce at 23 was when I started this pattern. As I was like, okay, like feeling bad about myself, feeling like relationships didn't work out for me, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But prior to that, I had healthy relationships. Then I got divorced, and all of a sudden I'm attracting all sorts of unhealthy partners, and it didn't work out. And then I attracted this one that I thought was a healthy partner, and it was for a while. And then it ended up being very dramatic and bad. So my point is, we create these cycles with our thoughts. So we have to change our thoughts so we can interrupt that cycle and doesn't keep perpetuating in our lives and creating the same experience. So that is key number 4. Learn your lessons, grow from them, let go of the past. Learn new knowledge to lay down a new neural network. Keep feeding that new knowledge by having experiences that feed it, like making new choices, having different ABCs so you can have different experiences. So those neural networks actually grow and are solidified in your mind. And then as that happens, you prune away those old neural networks that related to your old emotional addictions and your old thought cycles. That's a natural process that happens. So that's what we want to do. So we can create something different. So that means we can't be focusing on our heartbreak over and over every day and wondering why we're not getting better. I know that's something I did, and I know that's something that I see a lot of people doing, a lot of my clients doing. Can't keep reliving that because every time you do, those thoughts trigger those emotions and it goes around and around. And it's as if your body is reliving that heartbreak every day. Physiologically, you're reliving it, even if you're not physically reliving it. And your body doesn't know the difference between what you're physically reliving and what you're just physiologically reliving. So what we need to do is train your body to start physiologically living the dreams you want to have until you are physically living those dreams. So that's what we're going to be working on. So that is what my Passion Quest course is all about, if you're interested in learning more about that. But today, key number 5 for this topic is forgiveness. Sorry, I tend to write in cursive, so I hope you can read it. If not, it says forgiveness. Key number 5 is forgiveness, and forgiveness is very important because as I just talked about those thoughts, if you just keep replaying them, you can't create anything different. You're stuck in the past, your energy is stuck in the past, and you can't move forward. And that's what happens when the lack of forgiveness. If you don't forgive yourself, you don't forgive your partner, you don't forgive anybody else who might have been involved and hurt you in this scenario, all you're doing is, like people say, drinking poison and expecting it to kill someone else, because you're living that experience over and over in your mind and you can't let it go, therefore you can't move forward to something different. So forgiveness is key. It's also key because as you're vibrating in a low emotion of anger, frustration, hate, pain, you can't attract a high vibrational emotion or experience because you don't match. It'll push it away. So if you want to attract good experiences, you have to have good emotions. And if you have hate, anger, fear, frustration, those aren't good emotions. They don't attract good things. But when you forgive and you learn to love and let go, and forgive yourself for the choices that you've made in the past, forgive those who have hurt you, forgive anything around that needs to be involved in this process, when you choose to forgive that, you raise your vibration, and then you're able to attract better experiences. Okay, so briefly, we will go over key number 6 and key number 7, and that will be the end of this video. Key number 6 is to realize is to realize your divine purpose. What is it that you were put on this planet to do? What is your mission? Like I talked about, my mission is to help people, to help them live with passion. That's why I do passion quests. To help them overcome their heartbreak. That's why I teach this course. To help them move forward and live their dreams. That's what my coaching and mentoring is about, either group or private coaching. That's what I focus on, helping them live their dreams and have a passionate life and heal their heart. So my purpose is to do that. What is your purpose? Why are you here on this planet? Every single person has a mission and purpose, so we need to discover what ours is and work on creating that. Okay? Key number 7. Is a very important key. This is create your dreams. So I want every single person to have their dream life. I'm leaving on a trip next month for 2 months to go to Southeast Asia, which is a dream of mine that I've had for about 10 years, and I'm going finally. And I've lived a lot of dreams during that time, so it's not that I've just been putting them off. I moved to Maui, learned to surf. I backpacked around Central America for 6 months, and travel is something I'm passionate about. It's a dream of mine to see the world. And so I've created experiences for me to do that. So I am living those dreams. I'm moving forward every day. It was a dream of mine to get the book out so I could help people. And I was able to manifest the help I needed for that, with an editor and someone to help me with the cover and all the things I needed. And I manifested those things in my life as well. So I've been able to manifest things in all areas of my life, or create them so that I could have those experiences I wanted. So this is what creating your dreams is about. It's about moving forward and having an amazing life. Whether it's a house you want, or a boat you want, or to travel something you want, or to write a book, or to get a degree, or whatever your dream is, this is to help you live those dreams and have a bucket list and check things off. So if you put your focus on creating your dreams, you don't have time to focus on the hurt and pain of the past. That's how you're moving forward from your heartbreak. You're letting those experiences go, you're learning from them, and you're moving forward to create what you want. You focus on your dreams and you will get your dreams. You focus on the pain from your past and you will get more pain from your past. It's a harsh truth, but that's the way it is. Because we are those energetic beings and we are attracting things based on what we're vibrating at. So, thank you so much for tuning in once again. I hope that you will apply what you have learned and move forward to have a better future and create what you want. That you will be able to heal from your heartbreak and let go of the past. If you're interested in more information, I encourage you to get this book. You can get it on my website, www.freespiritedfaith.com, or you can also get it on Amazon. Just type in Healing from Heartbreak and it will pop up. And I also encourage you to look further into the online course, because that goes in depth of all this information. It teaches you the science of your mind. It teaches you about your energetic nature. It teaches you tools to move forward. It teaches you tools to forgive and to leave that behind. It teaches you tools to manage your energy and your thoughts and your state of mind. And there's a lot of powerful tools to help you create your dreams. Tools such as vision boards and declarations, and how to properly use those so that they can work for you. So you can start manifesting $600 plane ticket to Bali, which is what I did earlier this year, just a couple days after it got put on my vision board, maybe less than a week. So I'm manifesting a lot of things because I know how to powerfully use those tools. I know how to use my mind and my emotions to attract what I want and to get rid of what I don't want. And that's what I would love to teach and what I want to teach you. So I hope that you will take this video, take what you've learned, and start moving forward to create more abundance in your life and more of what you want in your life. Please check out the online course if you're someone that is struggling with heartbreak. If you're not, then it's strange to me that you are watching the webinar, but if you are interested in learning more about the mind and the tools that you can use for that, you can watch the course as well. I know people that have read the book that are not dealing with heartbreak and gained a lot of value out of attendance. Or Passion Quest is another course I have that teaches you about your mind and energy and emotions and how you can create your dreams through increasing play in your life, which is passion, love, adventure, and knowing what your why is. So I have both of those available as an online course, very low cost, easy and convenient. It's in your home. You do it at your own pace, do the modules as you go. And then I have an amazing group mentoring program called Divine Daughters, which I'm really excited about because it spends 6 months working with a group of women and helping them to move forward in their life, to move through all their chakras, clear them out, align them. That's another energy thing. If you're not familiar with chakras, again, reach out. I'd love to talk to you about it. And I invite you to join that if you're someone that could use some more individual coaching long term. Check out my individual mentoring programs. I have those as well. So please go to the website www.freespiritoffaith.com, where you can sign up for a free consultation with me, where we can go over where you're at and where you want to be and how I can help you get there. And that's totally free. Just let you know more about what I do, help you get on the path to start moving towards your dreams and goals and healing if that's something that you're struggling with right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Live your life with passion. Love your dreams. I love you all.